When I thought about speaking with you today, I thought I might talk about how important this community, UU Montclair, was to my healing from cancer, how the spiritual guidance on the darkest, bleakest nights, home-cooked meals from my UU neighborhood circle, and loving presence and glasses of wine with my Queens group were so important. But then I thought, you knew that already. You knew that this is a place where you can find comfort and support, kindness and friendship, and hope when you need it most. So I decided instead I'd talk about my own view of cancer. 5 years ago, almost 6, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. A routine mammogram and the discovery of a lymph node under my arm were the introduction to a year of treatment and recovery. Surgery to remove the tumor and reconstruct my breast, 6 months of grueling chemo, and more plastic surgery to put on the finishing touches. All the time, I was just wishing to have my life back. I wrote in my journal that many of the inspirational stories you hear are from people whose lives were made transformed for the better, made stronger, happier, and more insightful because of their cancer and the treatment. I'm not one of those people. I liked my life before cancer a lot, and I just wanted it back. In my real life, the life when I'm not a patient, I am many other things: a wife in a marriage I treasure, a mother and stepmother of baseball teams worth of talented adult children, a nurse for over 40 years, a daughter, a sister, a friend, a colleague. During the cancer treatment and recovery, I had to give up some piece of each of those roles. I really hated it. I had worked hard to construct a life, and cancer arrived unannounced and unwelcome to disrupt it. Not that I don't think that serious illness has lessons to teach. I have another chronic illness, which probably won't kill me, but brings its own misery. Facing that diagnosis over the years, I've had to change the way I balance my life, give up some things I love, and get used to some things I hate. I thought I'd done it pretty well. I thought I'd learned humility in the face of illness, how to deal with grief of loss of parts of myself that I cherished, how to find strength in myself and from those who love me. But whether or not I thought I'd learned it, I got a chance for retraining in those lessons with a cancer diagnosis. For many months, the grief and loss and pain of cancer were a central feature of my life. Ever so gradually, a day, a month, a year at a time, I began to reclaim my life. In the midst of treatment, my plastic surgeon promised that a day would come when I would forget that I had cancer. That hardly seemed possible at the time. It took a couple of years, but one morning in the midst of a wonderful vacation to China, visiting my son, I woke up to realize that the day before, I hadn't thought about breast cancer. Not once. Those days are rare, but they do happen. Gee, I didn't think that was the hard part to get through. The plastic surgeon did a fabulous job, and with clothes on, no one is the wiser. And even with clothes off, only the tattoo, not a scar, gives it away. And the audience of one is just glad to have me around, tattoo and all. So I've made the 5-year milestone, nearly 6. I'm in that very high percentage, upwards of 80% for my cancer, who make it 5 years. But it was not some illuminating interruption. But cancer was not some illuminating interruption in my life. I've learned some lessons, but mostly I'm glad to have my life back, with whatever limitations and losses aging and illness may bring. Now I'm just looking forward to every day of the next 5 years and to joining that next set of statistics.